All right, people, welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs and Company. One of two, that's not one, but two offerings brought to you daily. We do a high noon edition at noon every day where we talk current events, topics, things that are trending, everything that you need to have to go forward throughout your day feeling like you're at least slightly informed. That's what we do. It's a service from us to you. Utilitarian in nature. This one here, we call this Pillow Talk. We do this every night at 9 p.m. And there's really no rhyme or reason for this one to exist. So without further ado, let's bring in part of the Ant Company. He is Sunglasses. Look at him there. Look at him. He's, like I said, he's a Quaalude who learned how to speak. Let's bring in James Parker. He's down there in New Orleans.
Oh, look at the side-by-side view. I like this.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. Is it good? Is it good? We like.
It tightens it up.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of wasted space on the side, and it could be vertically aligned and get a lot more accomplished.
All right. Hey, sunglasses. Tell me a little about your sunglasses. We had a conversation earlier today about how you were going to delve deep into the sunglasses collection, and you were going to feature a new pair each and every evening.
Well, these are my ski sunglasses.
Oh,
I use these while I'm skiing.
okay.
They kind of wrap around my eyes like that. And so they're more of a ski type sunglass.
What does a pair of sunglasses like that cost?
These aren't all that bad. Probably about $80.
$80, not all that bad. Do you know that I could get 80 pairs of sunglasses for $80? Because I buy all my sunglasses at the Dollar Tree. $1 a pair, and I have lost
all of them.
All of them in Lake Louisville this summer. All of them. And that's why I would never spend $80 on a pair of sunglasses. I do not need to be that bent out of shape. What, James?
Yeah. So it's exactly 5 years ago that I had to start wearing reading glasses. I had perfect vision my entire life. And then one day I'm reading my iPhone at arm's length. I'm like, oh no, I'm old. And so, yeah, dollar reading glasses.
And the greatest thing, you got them in every room in the house, don't you?
And yeah, I buy like 7 at a time.
Yep.
I leave like a couple in the car, a couple of like next to my desk here in the studio. I got one on the nightstand. I got one somewhere in the bathroom. So when I'm taking a dump, I can read my phone.
I got one in the bathroom. I got one above the sink. I got one next to the bedstand. I got a bunch in the drawer. I got a bunch in the glove box. I have one in my pocket at all times. Let me. What are you running with, James? You at the plus 125s or are you above that?
No, that's about where I'm at. I got some. I got some twos, and that was a little much.
Oh yeah, no,
no,
that's gonna be crazy. I'm only at plus 150, so But I started out at the plus 125s. You'll get there, kiddo. You'll get there.
I know. I'm deteriorating by the day.
Oh yeah. Now sunglasses refuses to embrace the readers. Refuses. You know what he does? Tell James what you do at a restaurant when you can't read the menu.
He takes a picture of it and zooms in on his phone. I know who he is.
No.
Oh, you were that guy.
It's even worse than that.
That's what I do when I forget my glasses. I take a picture of it and just zoom in with my phone.
I just go to a section where I know there's meats and I just point.
he just points randomly. Because he's so vain that he refuses to admit that at his age, his eyes are just tired. They're just tired, man. And stuff is too small. You don't need to be putting up with this nonsense. Hey, sunglasses, guess what?
I would never know if they were if I had the wrong order,
What do you care? James, that's a rich guy thing. It doesn't matter. Guys like you and me, we go to a restaurant. We want to get goddamn what we want. We want to make sure. No, none of this rolling the dice on a potluck.
No. That's not how rich guys order. You've worked at a restaurant. Rich guys order like the vague concept of food, and you're supposed to figure it out. Like everyone else is like, I will have the Bourbon Street Asian chicken. He's like, I will have a ribeye. Never ribeye, like a steak. But it's a big steak.
How would you like that ribeye cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Well, sunglasses. The reason I ask you about your sunglasses, because are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. He's got a tie on.
Necktie guy. I got neckties like sunglasses got sunglasses. And you want to know something? Well, you want to know something totally crazy about this? I just reached in randomly and grabbed this necktie, and it goes perfectly with my ensemble. I was wearing a t-shirt and my maroon hoodie, and I reached in and I just grabbed. I've got a big box of neckties, and I just reached in and I grabbed this one, and I went, "Holy shit, that might actually work." Necktie guy. Of course, I'm just wearing a t-shirt, but
No, we see how lucky you get the rest of the days.
yeah, we will see. Hey, let's start everything out with a moment of joy. What do you say? We like to do
Well,
this.
did the tie change you already? Because did you just say ensemble in French?
Ensemble. Yeah, it's part of
Is
the
that the Thai speaking, or where's my friend Pugs? He
I
doesn't
I
talk
I
like that.
dated a girl who there's actually a job title called an ensemblist. And their job is to go through the warehouses of clothes, for TV and movie sets. Well,
Oh,
her job
cool.
title was lead mistress, which is hot, right? Lead mistress, because she was in charge of all the clothes.
That sounds very promising.
The ensemblist was someone who worked under her, and she would say, "Okay, here's what we got for this scene. These guys are firemen," because it was like mostly like Chicago PD and Chicago Fire and all that. "These guys are firemen. They've just gotten off work, and they're at a backyard barbecue. Now we're gonna go to this stuff over here. This section here is the backyard barbecue. Go to work, ensemblist." And then that person puts the outfit together. He's like, "We'll do some boots. We'll do a t-shirt. Should we do a Nirvana t-shirt? Nah, we'll probably have to pay rights to it. We got any unsigned band shirts? Yeah, I got some of those over here." So it's stuff like that. That's how you end up seeing what they're wearing. And from time to time, not from time to time, it was actually the main benefit of like hanging out with her. She would just bring a hefty bag filled with clothes and go, "Any of this stuff gonna fit you?" And
That is fantastic.
and so I got like a whole bunch of ties out of it. I got ties, I got gym shoes, I got sport coats, I got all kinds of
Yeah,
half of it. Half of it I donated to Goodwill because they didn't make the move. But I just picked out some key pieces that made the move.
I had an office job where you had to wear a tie every day and I only had like 4 ties. So I was told by all of my sketchy friends that you need to go to this thrift store in Garland off like Jupiter way up
Thrift
there.
stores.
Yeah. And I got they had a big garbage bag full of ties for, I kid you not, $10. And so I bought like 140 ties and I went
I bet there was like 15 great ones in there.
there's like, yeah, 30 amazing ones, and
Yeah.
the rest of them got thrown away. Like, I threw away half of them immediately, and then
Yeah,
after
it's
a
a deal.
year, even when I had to wear ties every day, after a year, half of them I hadn't worn, so I threw all those away.
Fun fact, the clothes that people wear on TV almost exclusively come from thrift stores around the country. Thrift stores, Goodwills. Some of the stuff is like donated by designers and stuff for specific scenes and all that kind of thing. But
Mhm.
like when they're wearing jeans and t-shirts and because they're not supposed to look like new shit. The
Mhm.
clothes, when you're
Good
on a
point.
TV show, you're not supposed to be wearing new fucking clothes all the time. It's supposed to look like shit you worn. So they all over the country, man. She used to be like, get so excited. She's like, "I'm in Virginia and they have this amazing thrift store in Washington. I gotta go." And oh, you know what else she did that was awesome that she had at her place? She went to all of these thrift stores, and over years, she found cashmere sweaters for like $1. It's like old timey. Cashmere is a very nice material. She made a goose down comforter on her bed made out of all of these different cashmere sweaters, and it was the greatest comforter I've ever seen in my. It was psychedelic. It was all different colors, and it was really great, man. Creative people are wonderful. You're wonderful, James. You're a creative person. You are a creative person. You're wonderful. If you could sew and you could do that, you could probably make a killer, colorful comforter out of thrift store. She said that she had an offer from someone once, $2,000 for this comforter. It probably cost her $20 in materials. Yeah.
So she sold it, right?
No. She kept it. She
That's
liked it.
dumb.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that good.
Let's do a little bit of well, she had a good job. She didn't really need 2,000.
Ensemble. I learned a new word today. Ensemble.
Ensemblist. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Okay, so I have this moment of joy right here. We'll just we'll just get right to it. Can you see it?
Wait, why are you wearing a tie today?
Oh, Jesus, really? Do we have to backtrack? I thought we just because we were talking today during the noon show. I guess what was it? A couple weeks ago, I said that I had a lot of ties, and then he said you should wear a different tie. And I said, well, I don't wear collared shirts. He's like, so what? Just wear it with whatever. And then he said, I got to start wearing all my different sunglasses. And he said, sunglasses will be my thing. And then every day you can sport another tie. So here we are, day one of this little project. And I can't believe how good it matches. Black t-shirt, maroon hoodie, no collar, but.
I think I'm wearing the same t-shirt as last night.
What do you want to do, James? You can do something.
I should just change clothes, period.
Just change clothes every couple of minutes. Be share. All right, here, check this out. All right, so this was gonna be our moment of joy. I'm just gonna show it. Look at that stupid possum. Stupid dope. Look at stupid possum with a bunch of babies on it. Can you see the babies? Babies are all stuck to the stupid possum. All right, stupid possum. I even had a whole story about it. Look at it. Oh, okay, that's kind of cute. All right, I'm rethinking about that's kind of cute, right?
That's super cute.
That is super cute. Look at Mama Possum.
Little trash pirates.
Bunch of I had a run-in with a possum once.
That's it?
No, that's not it. That was gonna be it. But then at the very last minute before we came on, I found this other video and it made me laugh and it entertained me to no end. So I thought, here, this is the real moment of joy. Okay. We were just talking about how wonderful creative people are, right? All right. Check this out. All right. So you see that cat? All right, you see how there's like a cat and a dude with an instrument? Yes.
I see the cat.
All right. How about an answer? Because I'm on a different screen. I can't share it.
Yeah, we see it. Go full screen. I mean, I barely see it. What's going on here? Who's Becca saying?
All right, so that's just a cat. That's just a cat. And it's just drinking some milk, and it's making a little cat noise while it's drinking milk. But watch what happens. Here we go. My God, when is this gonna stop? This cat's got a lot of friends. Oh, it ain't even half over. 1, 2, 3, 4. More singers.
One magic day he passed my way, and while we spoke of many things, fools and games, this he said to me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This looks like a complicated beer, sinning wine. So let's pour the Chardonnay, but don't mind what you'll find. Sounds the best with the music, more sickness. More you dance, the more you go finish. Come make friends with the man and the living. All that's kicking in. 'Cause I've been waiting for so long to not play my part and not feel the wicked. With open arms I welcome thee, but please believe you won't bleed and breathe.
Are you kidding me? If that's the competition to go viral, count me out. Count me out. I cannot compete. Come on. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
That is amazing. Yeah.
That is freak. He's looking at his phone. He doesn't care. The human quaalude couldn't even be by that amazing.
I that's not my kind of music.
But that's the point.
Jesus.
No, it sounded like a Jewish gypsy band or something.
Not impressed, this E. Not impressed at
No.
all.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
Nope.
It takes more than that.
He's seen too much. That's the problem with living the life he's led. You've seen too
know.
much. Everything's boring after that.
He has seen an entire production number based around a cat drinking milk out of a spoon.
I don't
many
even
times.
think that was legitimately the cat's voice.
No, but they have nice bass in Cuba, right?
Right.
Great bass.
Hey.
That's my problem. Is my life has been too boring. So I'm like, look at this cat making a funny noise.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's time. Let us welcome in to the guest lounge, high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful Highland Park, Texas, the comedy stylings of the global sensation. You know him as Jimmy 1, Jimmy 2, Jimmy 3 times. We know him as James Martindale Parker.
I don't like this 3-panel thing. Can I get the full screen, please?
You know, like what?
Can I get the bigger panel, please?
Bigger pen.
Yeah, you can take me out, put him in there for a minute.
No, don't take him out.
Oh, that's what you want. That didn't work. Hold on. No, we don't like that either.
Actually, that's not too bad.
How about this
He
one?
likes his whole monologue like picture.
I'm a star. You should treat me as such.
I don't know how to do this.
There. He's
I
done.
just deal with it. Just deal with
No,
it.
put him back the other way so he gets his whole screen.
There. We can do it. Is that how you want to
Can't
do it?
even read the word. I have a beautiful little Cooper font caption up here. The curtains are missing. It's the whole.
How's that?
I'll take what I can get. Last night, President Biden met with best. Well, then can you even hear and add sound effects? Pugs. Pugs, if you're not there to do sound effects, it doesn't really work, does it? Come back.
All right, we're all back now. Just deal with it. This is
All
just
right.
how we do it.
Last night, President Biden met with Chinese President
No,
Xi Jinping.
hold on. Time out. No, Ed, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, now Ed's making it worse. What? And how do we get it back?
Perfect. No, you just did it right. This is perfect.
But then how do we get it back is my problem.
You just click around the same button you click to make this happen.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Just go. Hit it. All right.
Anyway, Biden met with Xi Jinping last night. Luckily, the meeting was virtual, so Biden didn't have to worry about floating another air biscuit. Okay, that was the first joke, but it's totally.
People like that. People like fart humor. You did well.
All right. Yesterday, President Biden also participated in a virtual summit with Native American leaders, and Indian communities are grappling with a bunch of daunting challenges these days.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't even finish the joke.
I know. I was trying to follow your cue sheet and my finger slipped.
Oh, okay, fair enough. No, it
try
happens. It happens. It happens. So yesterday, President Biden also participated in another virtual summit. This one was with Native American leaders, and the Indian communities are grappling with a lot of challenges these days, like card counting. It's huge. It's a big problem. According to a new survey, I feel like that was a pity laugh, but whatever.
You thought that was deserving of a big laugh? So that's
Yeah.
You thought that was your instruction on the cue sheet is big laugh on this one.
No, there's no instruction. This is all spur of the moment improv.
Okay. All right. Sorry, didn't mean to pull the curtain back. All right, go ahead.
According to a new survey, 70% of Americans.
Whatever. Only James and I know what that means. Go ahead.
According to a new survey,
Uh-huh.
70% of Americans can't find Ukraine on a map. And I have to admit, I couldn't even find a map. That was a pretty bad one. He didn't have to laugh at that.
Well,
one.
you said whatever. That was
Well, that means like your
instructional.
choice. Like if you want
Yeah,
to.
and my choice was small laugh. That was my choice.
Thank you. You were very kind.
So this isn't a real monologue. It's scripted.
But yeah, he's stealing it from somebody else. And he's
No,
making-
that the two of you answers.
No, well, he gives me notes. Like he says, this one could be, and I rarely follow it, but today I'm actually following it.
With Thanksgiving around the corner.
Because half of them say, oh, you pick. So,
Yeah.
But he specifically wanted a big laugh on that one.
Sometimes I try and help myself out.
I thought it was the best one. All right.
Or sometimes I like to save all the booze because there's going to be some booze coming up.
Okay.
So you don't want to overdo it. But anyway, with Thanksgiving around the corner, guys, airports are facing a shortage of TSA officers. As a result, travelers should be prepared to backhand themselves in the junk when they're going to. Every third time, some government employee has to backhand my sack. I'm so tired of this.
Never had that happen. Think you're making it up.
Okay.
You're trying to be provocative.
I
Needless.
bet you Amos had it happen a few times.
Not backhanded, but kind of
Full on grapple.
No, just like a, you
They
know,
stomp
kind
in a
of
little
like a pat.
All right.
I don't know where to go with that. Come on, let's go.
All right. This is International Fraud Awareness Week. Scammers are increasingly targeting feeble-minded seniors like pugs.
So the timing issue with that one was that I clicked it and nothing happened. And then I waited and it finally went off.
We'll talk about the button board.
We will. We'll have to have a meeting on this.
Today is National Fast Food Day. According to the CDC, 36% of Americans eat fast food every day, and another 22% eat it all day, every day.
Drummer trying to help you out with a hostile crowd.
Yeah, well, that's not the strongest cow in the herd. Finally, according to a new study, the most unhealthful fast food item is Wendy's pretzel bacon pub triple cheeseburger.
It's a good burger.
Is it? It looks good. I've seen it, but hadn't had it. It contains 1,900 milligrams of sodium, 45 grams of fat, 1,520 calories. I don't want to say it's bad for your heart, but it's been endorsed by Dick Cheney. See, you have to have bad ones every once in a while. So
every once in a while.
Yeah. So you can have a good one. Like the mediocre ones seem good. If you can really bomb every once in a while, then you set the bar real low and people are impressed by very little going forward. It's part of my master plan.
Why is James so big? Why is James like the master one now? Why is James like in charge? Why is James all big all the time?
Well, maybe I should just carry the show.
well, whatever.
Welcome to James and Company. There's sunglasses and my friend Pugs down there.
That's fine. No, sunglasses and necktie for the Pillow Talk edition.
And necktie, yes.
Yeah. That's a new show coming to CBS. We're private eyes. Sunglasses and necktie.
It's like Dyke and Fat on Saturday Night Live. 80 Bryant and Kate McKinnon.
Oh, yeah. Dyke and Fat. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey. All right. What do we have today? I got a question for you. Okay. Here's a question. It's spurred off by something that I saw on Twitter today. Got some criticism for. I won't show you what. Maybe I'll show you what I saw on Twitter.
Was it the possum video?
So here's a question. No, but possum. Fun possum story. All right, we'll get into my possum story. I have a one-on-one. You ever had a possum interaction?
I didn't mean for a rabbit.
It's okay. I've been wanting to tell the story because I thought we were going to do it at the tail end of the moment of joy. You ever had a possum interaction? Either of you two?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See them all the time. So I lived in Chicago on a wetland preserve, and I used to go out in the back and sit on the like dock area that's right next to the water, and I would more like a deck, and I would watch my baseball games out there. And there's a whole family of possum that live underneath the deck, and you see them every once in a while. But so I was down sitting on the steps watching the baseball game, and the reason was because there was some weird thing happening with the reception, so I wasn't sitting where I usually sit. So I was on the steps, and right underneath my feet comes Mr. Possum. He comes walking out from under the deck, right under the steps in the deck, and I'm like, whoa, because they're prehistoric looking. They are not cute. I know that the babies we saw hugging to the mom was cute and all that, but so this thing, he crawls, and they don't move quickly at all, which is probably why they only come out at night. Because, they'd be easy prey for things that are out there during the day. So he comes wandering out, and I'm probably about 2 feet away from him. My feet are dangling, and he just kind of goes right under my feet. And he turns, and he looks at me, and guess what he did?
He hissed.
He played possum. No. He literally laid down like he was dead.
best.
Yeah, I know, because you hear that, and but you've never actually seen it. And I looked up what it was all about, figure out why did they do that? What is this about? Are they just actors? Well, it turns out that they're not. That's like an unconscious reaction. That's like something. It's not like they're thinking about it, like, oh, I'm going to fool this guy. They literally do that. That's just a way that
Like those pygmy goats.
Yes, like when the pygmy goats pass out.
So he's laying there and acting dead, and I'm just sitting there on the steps, and I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to wait this out. Let's see how long this will wait, right? Because in the possum is probably like, all right, how long is this dude gonna, do this? How long is he gonna stay there? And it was probably about 3.5 innings of baseball, where I'm sitting. That's a while. That's a good.
You're in a
45 to an hour.
standoff with a possum.
Yeah. And I'm watching him, and he's just laying there, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm watching my game on my laptop, and just doing my thing. And then all of a sudden, the possum just got up and walked away. Like it just determined that, well, ain't nothing gonna happen here. So
I
I'm
gotta
just
go to the
gonna.
bathroom.
Apparently,
Nothing
this
there.
dude's cool. This guy is not gonna eat me. I'm gonna take my chances. And he just got and he walked away. And then that was it. So that was my possum story. All right, but I do have a question for you guys, and this started with a little Twitter run-in that I had. And James, I know you're loaded for bear. You always got stuff you want to talk about. So here's my question, stemming from a Twitter interaction I had. Why is it weird if men dress like women, but it's not weird at all when women dress like men? Women dress like men fairly commonly and have been for years and years and years. But Harry Styles puts on a dress, myself included. We're like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? Come on, right? Why is that weird? James, I'll pose that to you, and then we'll give Sunglasses a little moment to ponder it. Why is it weird?
Because we're the ugly ones, and so when girls put on guy clothes, especially for really girly girls like my wife, if she puts on male clothes, she almost looks more like a girl. Like in Halloween when the girls are like, I'm the referee, and they can put on like a real referee
But let's
uniform.
not even talk about guy clothes. Like, look at me, I'm a guy, and they put like black stuff under their lip. I got a mustache. No, like
that's gross.
women going to work wear blazers and pants and things. But if a dude shows up for a business meeting in a dress, it's gonna be weird.
Well, look, women's clothes, even if they're wearing blazers and slacks, is cut different. It's
It is.
it's not the same. But even if they did show up in actual guy clothes, it would be hard to tell the difference. Girls just have a wider latitude of what they can wear by cultural standards. They can wear pants or dresses. We can't. They can wear jeans, and we can wear jeans, but they can wear dresses, but we can't.
Sunglasses, you got a hot take on this? You got an answer to my question? Why is it weird if men dress like women, but totally acceptable for women to dress like men?
Because men are not generally feminine.
Because we're ugly. We're the
And
ugly
dresses.
But women are
Dresses
generally
flowy.
masculine.
Well, but dresses are flowy.
So let's hold on. Let's extrapolate that out. So why is it more acceptable for women to be masculine than it is for men to be feminine?
I don't know that they're necessarily being masculine. They're just not being feminine.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture now. This is the picture that started this whole thing off. Look at this. Look at this. Is this what's happening now? I've got a young boy. I don't want this going on. Look at this. It is pretty funny.
The funny part is,
wait, let me read it to you. Somebody posted, when you go back in time to kill a small Victorian child with a hyper pop song, but it makes him gay instead. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. All right, so look at this guy. Look at what's going on with this guy. This is like a look now. This is we're accepting this. We go out to a cool club in New York City, and we're going to see this guy walk in, and we're going to be like, bravo, brave fashion choice. Is that where we are?
Not me.
No. Nope.
I mean, somebody will probably like it.
All right. So this gets into my whole issue. I know that we're older. I know that we're, the world is passing us by. It's changing. This always happens. This isn't new to us. We're not the first generation of aging men who are forced to confront a world that we no longer recognize. But man, I got to tell you, I got to draw the line somewhere. I can't. years ago, I remember one of the first big burrs that I had under my saddle when I first arrived in this town. And Kelly and I used to talk about this all the time: the pussification of the American male. And, it takes on so many ridiculous connotations now when you say it. But it's more important than ever that we stop being so. Gender fluidity is fine if that's your thing, okay? But I really don't want my 12-year-old son to start thinking that it's all right if he wants to wear a dress. Because it's not all right if he wants to wear a dress. It would be all right if he wants to wear a dress, and he sincerely wants to wear a dress because he has that talk with me where he doesn't know what he is anymore, and he's thinking he might be gender fluid. I would be a little bit freaked out, but I would deal with it. I would be okay if this is it. But I don't need this being a fad. You know what I mean? Where it's just suddenly acceptable for totally straight dudes to be running around in dresses and skirts and stuff like that. Anybody even remotely understand what I'm trying to say here?
I do, but if it makes
masculinity is completely on the ropes with this new generation, and it's really becoming bothersome to me.
There are historical precedents for this. You have seen societies in the past, but it's always the guys that are in the upper echelons of society, the nobility or something comparable. Because like in the French Revolution, the Louis the 14th and 15th and 16th, they were wearing culottes. They were wearing like little skirty looking shorts. You know what culottes
They were
are?
kings. Nobody's going to say anything to them.
Right, but it's not just the kings. It was basically, if you were nobility, you were rolling around in culottes for the last 120, 200 years or whatever in France before the revolution happened. In fact, so much so that the mobs of angry protesters in the streets of Paris call themselves the sans culottes, meaning, bitch, we don't wear culottes. We wear man clothes.
Yeah.
And so it was
How did they fare?
it was a cultural the effeminate clothes of the nobility, the male nobility, was actually a big point of contention, and that's they did draw the line there. This is not tolerated in societies past.
Now, why? Is it for the same reason that I understand that there may be an issue with certain aspects of masculinity. Toxic masculinity is not masculinity, right? They are two completely separate things. It's like saying moonshine is whiskey. It's not. One is supercharged and one is, just a thing. Masculinity, there's nothing wrong with being masculine. There's nothing wrong with being a man. I know, especially us, look at us, 3 white men here. We're like the most evil thing that has ever walked the earth, and we're responsible for all the global ills that we face today. But above and beyond that, it seems like just being a guy is not a date rape guy, not a guy that drops things in girls' drinks. These are all ridiculous examples of criminal behavior taken to the extreme, right? What's wrong with just being a guy? I'll tell you, my son, here's what I love about my 12-year-old. He has a uniform. I don't have to worry about him wearing a dress. His uniform is basketball shorts, a hooded sweatshirt, and Jordans. That's it. That's what he wears every single day. He almost wears it the same way every single day to school. He's got like 15 of the exact same outfits, and I'm happy about that. But when I start seeing shit like this, I hit the Harry Styles. Okay, look, I don't want to sound like my grandpa when he first saw Madonna, but what is going on with this guy? This dude is wearing a blouse in this picture, and he's getting all the great women. That's what I worry about. I worry that this will suddenly become acceptable because he's not gay. Harry Styles ain't gay, but he's leaning into the feminine instead of just being a masculine guy. And I guess we've got a bunch of country singers who will pick up the slack, right? I guess that Morgan Wallen guy, right? And he's like super masculine. You got Toby Keith, although he's not really relevant. But I'm talking about of the new people. This really worries me. It doesn't. You know what? It doesn't worry me. It doesn't worry me. It doesn't worry me because I'm an open-minded dude and I'll be totally fine with it. But it does piss me off. Look at this. What the hell is going on here?
You got anything, E? Because I'm gonna go nuclear on this.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Go right ahead.
So the human Quaalude got nothing. He's gonna sit here and he's gonna do his. Go ahead, go nuclear on this because
right.
Hold on. Let me state there is a difference between toxic masculinity and the kind of masculinity that I'm talking about. I'm talking about just being a guy, drinking a beer, wearing a baseball cap, and not caring that your shirt has a stain on it. James.
Well, the ability to flit around all day in flowing dresses is a luxury of the affluent, and it's not indicative of the life of a normal male in modern America. Most of us have jobs that require some level of physical dexterity. And it's not just like plumbers and electricians or guys that are working on the rig, but you're
The hell is that? Look at that one. That's a hot chick.
is it?
Well, it could be. It could be, is what I'm saying.
But it's the same thing. The fact that you wear that during the day tells me that you are separated from the experience of a normal guy. I don't get to walk around like that. I don't get to wear that. Who the heck gets to wear like a prom dress on just like a regular Tuesday just to go? I don't know.
What happens if
All right.
this becomes a thing the way it seems to be becoming a
Look,
thing?
look,
The younger
hang on.
generation,
All right, here it is.
and
Here it is. We've
suddenly
seen
we're
this before.
70 and we're
No.
wearing dresses because we're trying to act younger than we are.
They
Well, but
did this to us
Eat.
before. Go. Ian.
Harry Styles wearing that is a guy that can wear that without consequence. Mick Jagger or, Steven Tyler wearing clothes that are somewhat feminine are guys that can wear those without consequence. And so I think James is right that there's an affluent crowd that can put that stuff on, and it's more of a, hey, I can because I'm rich than I can because I'm feeling like
But
I
here's
really
what-
want to wear this.
But here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm noticing. When Bowie started doing his weird glam gender bending outfits in the 1970s, you didn't see kids at the local high school mimicking that fashion style. We're starting to see normal kids walking around in dresses and stuff because of Harry Styles. And again, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not judging them. I'm not saying they shouldn't get jobs. I'm not saying we need to lock them all up. What I'm saying is I'm old. And it makes me upset to think that what is happening to masculinity? That's the question. Toxic masculinity seems to have made all forms of masculinity verboten.
We've seen this before, though. It started with Bowie, and then it did catch on. You say people weren't dressing like that. I remember for most of the 80s, all the hair metal dudes had on the eyeshadow, and they had on the lipstick, and they had on the blush. And when I got the Poison album and I opened up the tape, I couldn't tell which ones were dudes and which ones were chicks. And it took me a while to figure out all four of them were dudes.
You're right.
I was like, that's a girl drummer, is it? I think it's a girl drummer. My friend Brandon's like, no, but I think the bassist is definitely a girl. I'm like,
half the members of Poison were doable. I mean, that's how gender bendy they were. You were a little bit older than me at that time. I wasn't going to bars and stuff. Did you ever tease up your hair and you ever do?
Hell no.
You're a fashionable guy. It's an honest question. I'm
No.
No, you never wore any eyeliner. Never went to a club on the Sunset Strip in 1980.
Leather pants? Did you do the leather pants? Tight leather pants?
Nope.
Never did leather pants. Good for you. I like girls in leather pants, but again, feminine. See, that's totally acceptable. I also like girls with teased hair.
All right, here's the good news. What happened last time they did this to us? What happened after we spent a decade of going from, whether it's George Michael's or Culture Club, all these gender bending, poison looking dudes? What was the cultural pendulum swing the other way?
Nirvana.
Yeah. And so it goes away, and it goes away fast. And then all of a sudden, within a matter of 2 years, no dude is wearing makeup anymore on stage if he wants to be taken serious.
Now that I think about it, when I would think about like back when I was in high school in the 80s and you had bands like The Cure and Duran Duran, there were a lot of dudes running around in blouses. There were blouses. That became a thing.
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince was wearing girl clothes. Like, he's still cool, and I get it. He's straight, but he got those in the women's section.
But here is the difference. And this is why I think that there is a real generational concern this time. I mean, I'm sure that our grandpas had a problem with it back in the 80s as well. There wasn't this seeming universal agreement that all men are scum and that toxic masculinity is the biggest problem around the globe. That wasn't really embraced at the time. It is now.
Nah, not by me.
Well, of course not by you. Not by me either. But are you telling me I'm wrong?
Well, No, I'm just saying
We are three white men, and we're all well, not you, but E and I are pretty open-minded, and we're pretty progressive in our thoughts. And if we were just walking down the street, we would be considered to be the worst humans on the planet simply because we're white men of a certain age.
Well, yeah, by some people, but not by most rational people. People don't cross the street and go to the other sidewalk when they see us coming. And they know why, because they turn on the news and they've never seen a 56-year-old white guy in a tie with a t-shirt smack someone over the head and take their purse.
I'm losing this because I realize why I don't like wearing ties. They're uncomfortable. They're very
Slowly choked
Yeah.
all day.
Look at me. I'm doing a Kyle Rittenhouse now. I'm doing the I got this thing beat. I'm gonna undo the tie. We were talking about his he loosened his tie at some point today during the closing arguments, and E pointed out aptly that he's a little overconfident. He's getting a little bit
He looks like he's the guy at the after work happy hour.
yeah, he's ordering a scotch and he's having a smoke. He's got the tie undone. All right. Well, that's my little toxic masculinity rant here. I like masculinity. I like being a guy. I like being sloppy and wearing blue jeans and
Well, we can have both. It's just you got to watch that pendulum. And
I would
your
still
rant,
like to be fashionable though. And
your
apparently
rant
I wear a
counts for
dress.
something. Your rant is not a solo voice in the cultural void. It's probably more than half of the population agrees with you. They don't want their sons to be gallivanting around in dresses, unless they're really seriously,
Unless it's their thing, unless they're committed to it. If this is going to be your life and you've weighed the consequences and this is what you're going to do with the rest of your life, please, mazel tov, my man. Be happy. That's all I want. But if this is just a fad, you ain't coming back from this. Because in 20 years, we ain't hanging pictures of you at 17 in a dress on the wall.
Exactly. Now that's the concern I would like to get to my son. I'd be like, you don't understand how embarrassed I was to have pictures of me in hammer pants. That's nothing compared. Yeah, that's nothing compared to this.
Could you do the dance? Here we go.
Actually, I could do all the dances.
I bet you could. I was a break dancer too, to a degree. I could do a little bit of it.
All right.
Yeah,
I believe that. I see that.
You had to. It was very big in my high school.
Emil doesn't dance though.
No, he's too cool to dance.
Yankees don't dance.
I now at this age, I will dance at the drop of a hat. I believe that dancing is wasted a lot of my life being too cool to dance, James.
I feel like my high school or my upbringing was unusually focused on dancing. It came up so often.
Well, you grew up in the Footloose town, didn't you?
The opposite of the Footloose town. We had a dance like every Friday after a football game. We would have a sock hop.
We called them sock hops too.
Yeah, well, because you would go to the gym, you'd have to take off your shoes.
We didn't really have to take off our shoes, but yeah. And it wasn't in the gym; it was in the cafeteria that doubled as like an assembly hall. But yeah.
Yeah, and the Flores twins were the DJs like all 4 years I was in high school, and I had to listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony like every third song for 4 years.
I got my sweet ass guest jacket stolen at a sock hop because we used to take your jackets off and throw them against the wall.
It was stonewashed. It was one of those.
Oh, sweet ass guest jacket.
How did I know? My sister had the sweet guest overalls that were so cool for like a year and a half.
We heard that Tony Sinopoli took it, so we actually got in the car and we drove up to the White Castle thinking we'd find Tony Sinopoli up there. He wasn't there. And then he shows up in school on Monday wearing a new guest jacket.
Son of a...
Got into a fight with him in the stairwell. Couldn't prove that it was his jacket, so we both got in trouble. I couldn't prove that it was my jacket. So from that point forward, everything cool I had got my name written in it in Sharpie marker because of Tony Sinopoli. And honestly, the Sinopolis, they were not people you wanted to. I didn't need to have long-standing beef with the Sinopoli clan, if you know what I mean.
They're not wearing dresses these days?
No, they weren't wearing dresses then, and they had absolutely no issue with stealing my cool-ass guest jacket. There was theft in their blood. They were, just think about the name and think about the area we grew up in. And,
what do you mean, like the Italians? They're known for their corruption and criminal lifestyle. Is that how that works?
It was Anthony Sinopoli Jr. was his name.
What was his name?
Anthony Sinopoli Jr.
Yeah, that sounds pretty Italian.
It sounds pretty, yeah. And senior was like 400 pounds, smoked cigars, and would drive a Cadillac and would wait outside the car. Yeah, and the kids would get in and be like, "Oh, that's Tony Sinopoli's dad. He's in the mob." No, he's not. He's just fat.
Dude, what is the deal with Italians being so shady all the time?
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't
E?
you take this one? Why don't you take this one? It's your ethnic
Speak for your
area of
people.
expertise.
Defend your people.
I don't know. I
Solid
really
defense.
don't.
Solid
I gotta
defense.
say, I'm glad that Leslie's checking in late. Didn't want her to hear my toxic masculinity rant. That would not have gone over well. Just
Oh,
know
well, if
Leslie
she's
the way
here-
I do.
my thoughts on toxic masculinity, that label's usually thrown at guys who haven't had enough of a masculine influence in their life, and that's exactly their problem, is a lack of proper masculine influence. Toxic masculinity is one of those labels that's like the opposite of what they're trying to say.
James, you got anything?
Oh, I got nothing.
What's on your? You got nothing today? You brought me nothing today.
No, I mean, I could do some stuff.
Oh,
Well, I have some fun stories, but not like a hard, heavy topic. Like, let me throw out a question and then we'll debate the nuances. I just found a real funny story.
Are you mocking my style, my conversational style? Is that what
No,
you're
no,
doing?
no, no, no.
You
Look,
would
we
be
can do
knocking me.
both. I just don't have one of those.
All right. Well, I got his lists. I got lists. You know, I love the list.
right.
You
Now,
know, I
let
love
me-
to fall back on the list.
Give me 2 minutes here because this is freaking hilarious. I saw.
Sunglasses. He needs 2 minutes.
All right, I saw some chick in Michigan. She wanted to kill her husband, and so she was searching around.
I
on
thought
the
you
internet.
needed 2 minutes to go get a drink, like you were going to leave us hanging. You mean you only need 2 minutes for this story?
Yes, because
I'll
it's
take all the time you want, man.
the funniest story I read today, and you're both gonna love it. So this woman wanted to kill her husband. She's in Michigan, actually her ex-husband. The divorce wasn't going as smooth as she had hoped, so she's just gonna off him, and she finds a website that's like rent-a-hitman.com or something like that. And sure enough, there's like a hitman there. So she has to put $200 like as a retainer, and then she's going to meet him to give him the other $5,000, and then the instructions on where to find the guy and what he looks like and all that crap.
Is that
And
what it costs to have a guy whacked? About $5,000?
Oh, hell no.
it's way more than that, right?
Yeah, it's way more.
It's right.
I mean, right then, if you're like on a website and some guy's advertising to whack somebody for $5,000, you might as well just dial the cops.
Yeah, right.
right. So sure enough, when she goes to give him the $5,000, they just slap cups on her, and they're like, "How stupid are you?" And so I was like, "All right, that's hilarious. Where'd this website come from?" And so I did a little research, and this website was put up 9 years ago, and the FBI had this other broad who was looking to kill her husband. And so she was talking to this informant online, and he just threw together a website real quick to say, "Look, this is the services and this is what we do." And so they used it to bust some chick 9 years ago. And then the FBI agents looked at each other like, let's just keep that site up and see if it gets anybody else. It's gotten 8 people. This bitch is the 8th person who has been caught up
Really?
in the brilliant scheme of rent-a-hitman.com. I tried to go to it, but there's like this security protocol to log in. I'm not giving them any of my information.
No, man. Don't
Turn
even
your
log
butt right
on
back
that
around and
site.
go out.
Yeah, no. Don't even touch that site. Leslie says she's so cute. Look, this is a girl. She's so girly. I can say that because I believe in masculinity. She's a feminine girl. Says, I can't believe that y'all haven't mentioned Kareem's son when we were talking about
Kareem
dudes.
Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah, like we were talking about dudes who dress like yeah, because it's not Kareem's son, Leslie. It's E.J. Johnson. That's Irving Johnson Jr. It's Magic's son, not Kareem's. Have you ever seen Magic Johnson's son, EJ?
Do they all look the same to you, Leslie? Is that what the problem is? You can't tell them apart?
But that's
Oh,
so
that's
cute that a
disappointing.
girl would like get Kareem and Magic confused, even though they're not.
She's like, they were on the Minnesota Lakers.
No. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Why not? Well, since we're talking about them. Did you have more on that story? Because I like that story. That was a good story.
No. That's my 2 minutes of glory. It's just, dude, 8 people have been busted by this clearly obvious website that the FBI set up just to trick one lady, and they left it up, and they just keep snaring people in this.
All right,
I just found that hilarious. That's all.
This is Magic Johnson's son. This is
Daughter.
Well, he's committed to it. there you go. There's E.J. Johnson. He's like 7 foot tall in a dress. He's big. God love him. There he is. That's
Yeah, he looks like a damn nightmare.
that's right? Like from a horror film or something. Like something.
Oh, dude, I have a friend that's a trans, and
He looks nice
when
there.
he's you know, at work, no one knows, but when he
Ooh.
dresses up as a woman, he looks awful.
Hold on. What are you reacting to? That picture of EJ Johnson?
Yeah, the teddy bear in the background.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Now, see, the trans community that we're all on board with are the ones that are passable, the ones that look like you can't tell, or you at least got to look hard.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
they're
is-
great ones. There are great ones.
For some reason, like this is the opposite of women in men's clothes. This is men in women's clothes, and it looks like a horror show. Women in men's clothes looks kind of cute. It's kind of dainty, and you know, and even if it looks bad, even if women are in like jeans and a t-shirt, it doesn't look like a horror show. This is like scary.
I feel bad for EJ Johnson because he's trying to lean into his true self and he just doesn't have the physique for it. You know, he's gigantic. He's a big
Yes.
giant. You know,
He's a man.
He's a man, and you know. But look at that. That's like
What does he do for a living?
that. What do you mean? What does he do for a living? His dad is one of the wealthiest men in Southern California.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, does he like have a job that he goes to dressed like that, or is he just
No,
going to galas?
I don't know. I
It's-
don't know, but I'm guessing no.
It's
I'm
like-
guessing EJ doesn't punch a clock.
If you have a Ford F-350, but you put like the little low profile tires and a big dumb spoiler on the back of it, and you paint it pink, you know, it would just look stupid. But that's what this has the same feeling of.
Harry, this
So
will answer
Leslie is reaching out to us to desperately let us know that this is not the story she's talking about.
A
She's talking
Kareem
about
Abdul-
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm not familiar with that, Leslie, but you can understand my confusion because we were talking about men who dress like women and how it's becoming more and more socially acceptable. And then
So
you mentioned
we thought you were
Kareem.
tying it in.
Right. I thought you
Right.
were talking. I thought you were just being
Thought so too.
cute. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I apologize. What do you mean? Thank you, Emil. Apologized as well. This will answer your question about EJ Johnson, the endlessly interesting EJ Johnson. Irvin Johnson III is an American television personality and socialite.
Oh, that's not a thing. God, I hate that.
Socialite. Well, it is a thing when you have a trust fund. You can
Yes.
just go out and be social. Let's see here. When was he born? He was born in. Oh my God.
It's older than me, probably.
He was born in 92. No, he's
Oh
only
God,
29.
he's way younger than me.
But he was born like
30 years ago.
AIDS era. HIV
Good
era.
point. Like post
what I mean?
AIDS, like he had already been on made the special with Arsenio.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's so he never grew up knowing his dad as you know, Magic, one of the greatest of all time. I don't know. So you were saying about a woman in Michigan killing her husband? Sorry.
I thought it was interesting the FBI has left that site up.
Yeah, it's just a crab trap now for idiots.
Yeah, I mean, who goes on the internet searching for hitmen to kill their partner?
All right,
mean,
10% of the
you're
population.
asking to go to jail.
10% of the population has less than an 82 IQ. Okay, they're in a country of 330 million people. That's a lot of dummies, and like just mouth breathing, drooling on themselves, dummies.
And let me tell you something: Michigan dummies are a special breed of dummy. That is a messed up state. I'm very familiar with it. It was a neighboring state of the state that I grew up in. We all spent summer weekends at cottages in Michigan or Wisconsin. Michigan is a jacked up state. There are some cool parts of Michigan, like the western coast of Lake Michigan, where you got your Grand Havens and your Grand Rapids and all that. That's fine. Grand Rapids, fun fact, that's where American Pie was set. Remember in American Pie when they went to the beach house and all that?
Yeah, American Pie 2.
That was Lake Michigan. That was actually Grand Haven. But only they called it, instead of Grand Rapids, I think they called it Grand Falls for some reason.
Right.
But It was all supposed to be there. Here's what Leslie was talking about. Adam Abdul-Jabbar, son of basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was sentenced to 180 days, which
Adam
can be
Alcindor.
served as house arrest because he's rich, Wednesday, for stabbing his Southern California neighbor with a hunting knife last year during an argument over trash cans.
As you would.
Seems very un-Kareem-like.
Doesn't it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is like a genius. He like speaks a bunch of languages.
Well, and he's like very peaceful.
Yeah, he's a very zen sort of dude. But here's the thing. He stabbed his neighbor with a hunting knife over an argument about trash cans, and he gets to serve house arrest for this? That's a violent crime. He needs to be in jail.
House arrest next to the neighbor that he stabbed.
Right? Just glaring at him through the window. Just
Sharpening his knife.
Yeah, just staring at him. Although I'm guessing it's a I'm guessing there's some property involved between the two houses. You know, I'm
Still though, I mean, you get that makes it even worse. Like you're in this big like Bel Air-esque mansion, and you walk down the street and you like take out a knife over trash cans.
Dude, it gets worse. Abdul-Jabbar, the kid, is 29 years old. The neighbor was 60.
Oh,
He beat up an old man with a hunting knife, and he gets community service?
wow.
Okay. Abdul-Jabbar, son of basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was sentenced to 180 days, which can be served as house arrest Wednesday for stabbing his Southern California neighbor with a hunting knife last year during an argument over trash cans. The victim, Raymond Windsor, who was 60 years old at the time, suffered injuries to his head, back, neck, and side. Man, I don't want to be stabbed. That would... I mean, I guess I don't want anything, but being stabbed sounds like that would really... Because, you know, you get the hand. You always get the hand. No matter where you're getting stabbed, you're also going to get stabbed in the hand because of the defensive wound thing.
Mm-hmm.
The victim, Raymond Windsor, 60 at the time, injuries to his head, back, neck, and side. Prosecutors said that Abdul-Jabbar's actions were so severe that he fractured Windsor's skull and that Windsor nearly died of blood loss after he collapsed outside the hospital. The hell, man? No jail time for this?
Sounds like an attempted murder.
This sounds insane. Hold on.
29 versus 60. And you only get 180 days.
House arrest.
Wow.
I've basically been under house arrest for 180 days, and I ain't stabbed nobody. I barely leave this place. Okay, let's see. The son of basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was sentenced to 6 months in jail. This one says in jail for stabbing a neighbor with a hunting knife during an argument over trash cans. Abdul-Jabbar, 29, stabbed 60-year-old Ray Windsor on June 9th of last year after a dispute over trash cans in a shared driveway. In San Clemente. Well, San Clemente is very nice.
Maybe they have like the alley in the back or something.
You must go.
Now they're going to ask me to register to get more information. Why does one story say house arrest and the other story says jail? Let's go to a third. Let's see what this one says. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son stabbed someone and only got 6 months in jail. Well, okay, that's sort of halfway to our outrage, but why does the CBS affiliate in Houston say it's house arrest? NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son was sentenced to 6 months in jail after stabbing his neighbor. Oh, now we're seeing the neighbor. Oh, there's a story on this one. Do we want to watch the news story? See how this played out? Are we that interested? I'm kind of intrigued. Anybody?
Yeah, I just don't want you to get a copyright thing.
No, this is a news story. News is free. News is the dissemination of information. All right, let's see. Here we go. So it's going to be... Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can find the story. Here we go. 60. That dude don't look 60. Oh, they're going to make us watch it on YouTube, which means we're going to get a stupid commercial. And yeah, here we go. We got to sit through this Tom Brady Hertz commercial. Tom Brady doesn't use Hertz, okay? Tom Brady doesn't rent cars. Tom Brady has car service everywhere he goes. Oh, but it's one of the new Hertz electric commercials. Oh, we should have played that. Remember, we did the story about how Hertz just bought the largest fleet of Teslas, making themselves the only rental car company in the world with a massive electric car option fleet. And then I just saw a commercial, and they got Tom Brady doing it. All right. Yep, there we go. That's the one we'll share. All right, let's watch this. Is it sharing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, please, come on. Don't all at
Yes.
once. When I ask,
I
please.
said yes. Well,
No, I know there's a bit of a delay. What is Monday Night Football a tight game? Is that what you're doing?
no, I'm not watching Monday Night Football.
No, who's playing?
Rams in San Francisco.
Oh, it's the OBJ Von Miller debut, huh?
I believe so, yeah. All right, here we go.
The son of Laker legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sentenced to jail for repeatedly stabbing a neighbor with a hunting knife. 29-year-old Adam Abdul-Jabbar pleaded guilty to stabbing his San Clemente neighbor over a trash can dispute last year. The neighbor, 60-year-old Ray Windsor, told us he had been stabbed 7 times. Under a plea deal, Adam Abdul.
Look at that. It's Abdul-Jabbar Jr. He's got kind
Like
of
a white guy.
He's got a Bob Ross thing going on. Oh yeah,
He
well,
does.
Cream liked white women. Cream had white girls. That was always a big issue back in the 70s.
Yeah, but isn't he like a blacktivist?
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, a lot of them like that.
Heart wants what the heart wants, my friend.
Abdul-Jabbar is set to begin serving a 6-month jail sentence by the 7th of January. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC.
Okay, that's it. That's the whole story. Okay, I'm glad that I wasted our time with that.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's house arrest, thank God.
No, it doesn't. We now have 2 stories. Let's go back to what was the original story that said house arrest? You know what? I believe when I read it, it said that he has the option to serve it as house arrest, but who would then go to jail, right? If you had the option?
Yeah.
Nobody would go to choose
no,
jail.
go to jail. All right. Here, I found something interesting that we could talk about here. This might be good for our I don't know, you consumers. We are living in the era of the inflation. Inflation is going a little bit nuts. Do you remember how I told you that I got my little pro tip workaround for my Irish whiskey? You just go to buy the Kirkland brand at Costco because it's Jameson.
Oh, I thought it was at Sam's.
I don't know where it is. It might be at Sam's. I don't know. But I found this article today about Kirkland brands and what they really
That's
are.
Costco.
What is Kirkland?
Costco.
Yeah, so maybe it's Sam's. Although in my
Kirkland
research,
is Costco.
right.
Okay.
But Sam's Club might be the place where I like to get. I don't know. I never actually went there. I was just given it. And they're like, oh, it's the same thing. Look it up. And I look it up. However, but in the research of this article that I saw, I then went, let me look this up a little further. I went and found out that Kirkland brands are also Jameson. They're also, if you buy the Kirkland brand Irish whiskey, it is also Jameson. So if it is in fact the Sam's Club that I have, I don't have the bottle anymore because I throw the bottles out and I just pour them into the Jameson bottles because I'm trash like that. Anyway, it seems like Jameson is supplying all the Irish whiskey to all the off-brand stuff. But
So
here,
Kirkland is Costco and Walmison.
what is Walmison?
That's your Jameson at Walmart.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Wait, no, Sam's Club would be Walmison,
Yeah, same thing. Sam's Club is Walmart.
but Costco is not Walmart. Costco,
No, it's
is-
Kirkland.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the story. When Costco customers see the red and black Kirkland signature label, they know they're going to get a good product at a great price, but they don't always know who's making it. So here's a couple of examples. You want to buy the Kirkland dog food, which is a Kirkland brand. It's organic dog food, right? What are you getting? You're actually getting Diamond Naturals dog food, which is a premium dog food. And you're only
Nice.
half the price. So look at that. If you got a dog and you want to feed him the best stuff, you should go get him the Kirkland brand. How about this? You like your coffee? You want to get some cheap coffee? You can get the Kirkland, any number of Kirkland brands, espresso, donut shop mix, dark roast, whatever kind you want. And you know what kind of coffee you're getting when you buy the Kirkland brand?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Folger.
Starbucks.
Wow. See, here's the deal. Have y'all ever actually shopped at Costco?
No, I'm not a
Okay.
member.
So the unique thing about
Well, you have 15 kids, so you probably are a member.
yeah, that's where we have to shop. No.
Yeah.
Emil probably hasn't shopped for his own groceries in 4 decades, but If you go to Costco,
Not when Ed's here. It all gets delivered.
I have. That's why I can't stand Kroger with the self
Oh,
checkout.
point taken. Point taken. Costco is unique in the fact that it has one name brand of everything, and then a Kirkland's version of that. So when you go to the peanut butter, it doesn't have Skippy and Peter Pan and Jif and the Kirkland's brand. It just has one of the name brands and then the Kirkland's brand. And it does that for everything, whether it's
And then I'm guessing that the Kirkland brand is the one name brand they carry.
I don't know, but that's
Oh,
what
I
I'm
would
starting
that
to
would
see
make
back on
sense.
this list. That's
Yeah. That would
and
make
that
sense.
would make sense. You just notice it when you go there because you're so used to, there's exceptions like when you get cereal and stuff, but for most things, there's just one name brand that and then the Kirkland's version of it. So there's one, right? Everyone get what I'm saying here? And so I'm starting to think if that's the copy, what an interesting business model they have.
Leslie says Diamond Dog Food is cheap Chinese crap, and it says here in the article that it's high end organic.
Well, yes, but it's dead dog food, and all the probiotics have been processed out, and you can
Maybe
get
they-
some Dynavite or something. I don't know.
Maybe they make different kinds. All right, so you go to Kirkland or you go to the Costco and you want to buy some jelly beans. You like your jelly beans, you get a giant jar of Kirkland jelly beans for like half the price of the giant jar of jelly beans with the name brand on it. Guess what kind of jelly beans you're getting with the Kirkland?
Jelly Belly.
Jolly Rancher.
Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly?
It's the name brand.
So why would you then go and buy Jelly Belly anywhere else if now that they've let you know that you're getting it at Kirkland under the Kirkland label?
Oh, it's good.
That's the interesting part about the business
That's
model.
why we're talking about it.
It is a copy. If they're all copycats,
Mhm.
the question is, wow, there's something about the human psyche that just is so brand loyal that they will disvalue themselves.
How about this? Kirkland batteries pricing at almost 50% under what name brand batteries are. Kirkland batteries. Guess what Kirkland batteries are?
I think they're Duracell. Isn't that what they have? Just only
They're-
Duracell there?
They're Duracell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like when
Kirkland
you go to get batteries, they
Duracell.
don't have Duracell and Rayovac and
Mhm.
Energizer and whatever the hell else. They just have the one.
So
Here's a
they
good one.
sell the name brand Duracell and then they sell the Kirkland.
Right next to it. Right next to it, they sell the generic brand Kirkland for half the price, and it's the exact same product. It's
Well, what
just-
really matters if it's not the exact same product, and maybe that's the deal they make. Duracell, you'll be able to put your batteries on our shelf. Energizer, you can put your batteries on our shelf, but we got to put the Kirkland name on it. Because if that's how that works, then that's a different business.
yeah, it's like a shadow
business model
brand.
altogether, and it's not so weird on the human psyche, or there's not that element of it.
Because people might look at the Kirkland Duracell batteries. They might look at the Kirkland brand next to the Duracell batteries and go, "Oh, well, batteries are important, and so I'm going to pay for the upcharge because these generic batteries, no way they can be as good." So maybe that's how they sell it to Duracell. You're still going to move some product. People are going to think you're better. But in reality, they're not better. So you buy the cheaper batteries, you're getting the exact same batteries at half the price. Here's a good one for you drinkers out there. This is right in line with my Jameson. So Kirkland offers something called Kirkland brand vodka. And it's a very fancy looking bottle, but it just says Kirkland on the top. So you don't want that to be shown to your guests, right? It's like because they're gonna think, what kind of shit is this?
Bro, I had Kirkland vodka this weekend. My mother-in-law, she had Kirkland vodka and the Kirkland blended whiskey. I think it was Canadian whiskey, maybe.
Leslie says until your brand suffers. Well, they make a calculus there because Costco probably is the single largest buyer of your product. They can probably buy it in a bulk amount that you go, fuck it. Even if we suffer a little bit, we're moving 1 million cases to this one vendor.
Yeah.
We'll take that deal.
Cut my margin if you want. Yeah,
All right. So if you want to buy the Kirkland vodka, guess what you're actually getting?
absolute.
Grey Goose.
Dang, so close.
It is Grey Goose. It's just in a Kirkland bottle. All right. All right. So you can buy the Kirkland Solid White Albacore Tuna. Guess what you're getting?
Starkist?
Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee.
Isn't Costco out of Canada?
No, they're close. Very good. Costco is headquartered in Kirkland, Washington. That's why all of their generic brands are called Kirkland.
Damn! How did I
Yeah.
just hear that for the first time? That's
Isn't
amazing.
that fun? Isn't
Yeah,
that fun? The stuff you
yeah.
learn from me? Yeah. All right, and then they got some like fancy cheese here. You can buy the fancy pre-wrapped Kirkland Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and apparently you're getting some fancy.
I wonder, like, if this is the
Italian.
second of or the irregulars of the plant.
No, I think it's just a mass buy. I think it's just. I don't think it's the
Well, you
irregular.
want to believe that, of course.
Well, they're not going to
You
give
want to
you the
believe that?
shit
That's funny. You
vodka.
think that's the way the world works, Pugs?
Right. All right, so you need baby stuff, right? You got diapers. You need to buy a bunch of diapers. Diapers are expensive, man. Oh my god, I was so broke when I was buying. I used to steal diapers because of the checkout thing, accidentally. I've told that story. The self checkout, the diapers were underneath the cart, and I forgot to scan the diapers, and I
Of
walked
course,
out.
it was an accident. What else would it be?
It was an accident the first time I did it. Then I realized, hey, I'm a white guy. I have plausible deniability. If anybody, as long as I keep it on the bottom part of the cart before anybody comes out and gets me, I can say, oh, I didn't see it there. I'm so new and old and feeble, and I don't understand this whole self-checkout thing. Let me get that.
Kirkland is a suburb in the Seattle metropolis.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to buy baby diapers and you want to buy them at half price, or not half price, but certainly at a much cheaper. Guess who Kirkland diapers are?
Pampers.
Huggies. They're
Huggies.
Huggies.
Huggies are
Kirkland foil is actually Reynolds foil. Oh, and here's another good one. So Kirkland has a whole bunch of beers. They got a whole, they've got, let's see, what are we looking here? We're looking at a craft brewed brown ale, Kirkland stout ale. We're looking at Kirkland's American pale ale, and we're looking at Kirkland's India pale ale. Guess what that is actually? Guess what you're actually drinking? Gordon Biersch. You're drinking Gordon Biersch beers.
Interesting.
They're just labeled with Kirkland. There you go.
Wow.
Let's see here. Their big red solo cups are just Chinette cups. All right.
Where is this article?
This is from Yahoo. Big brands actually found hiding at Costco under the Kirkland name is what it's called. You want me to send it to you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, here's another one. So you like your scotch? You like scotch? 17-year-old, 20-year-old reserve single malt scotch. This is where I get the my Jameson thing from. You're actually getting something called Alexander Murray Scotch. I don't know what that is, but it's really
No,
fun.
I
heard
never
of
heard
it.
of that.
I don't know what that is.
And I like scotch.
Yeah, that might be. I don't know.
Bad
Kirkland water. You buy the bottles of Kirkland water. You know the bottled
Aquafina.
water.
Now,
Nope.
here's where I think it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Water's a scam. It comes out of our we're already paying for it to come out of our taps. This is ridiculous. It's Niagara though. Niagara.
Niagara, yeah, that Niagara brand is everywhere now.
Let's see here. Greek yogurt. Nobody cares about that. I've never heard of that. Motor oil.
What's the Greek yogurt?
Okinos.
Greek yogurt. You can buy the Kirkland organic Greek yogurt, and you're actually getting Green Mountain Greek yogurt.
Nope, not heard of that one.
Not heard of that
No.
one either. Okay, a bottle of wine. Buy a cheap bottle of Kirkland wine. You're actually getting Ernest and Julio Gallo. You're getting Gallo wine when you buy the cheap. First of all, Gallo wine is cheap to begin with. So how cheap is? Yeah.
About as cheap as it gets, yeah.
This one is a good one. This is a really good one. Now, you guys might not know this because it's a Chicago company, but when you go to Kirkland or you go to Costco and you buy like Kirkland chocolate, like Kirkland brand chocolate bars or Kirkland, what they're showing here is an example of Kirkland brand chocolate covered almonds. Dude, you're actually getting Bloomer chocolate. Bloomer chocolate is awesome. It's like a Midwestern chocolate that's really big. They have a chocolate factory right in downtown Chicago on the river. I used to work mornings at Q101, and I used to have to walk. I used to have to park because I couldn't afford to park in the building. So I would park like a couple blocks away, and I would walk right past the Bloomer chocolate building right when they were like early morning shift changes. Oh my God, did it smell so good? It was just the whole downtown area smelled like hot cocoa. Oh, and then you get the
Nice.
Boomer chocolate bars. Oh, they're so good. So the milk chocolate that they sell under the Kirkland brand name is, I can tell you, it's good chocolate. It's like top-notch chocolate. Let's see what else we
See,
got.
some of these I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I think some of them are like local, like that Greek yogurt thing. That's probably like a Washington or Seattle area dairy, but it's
Mhm.
probably well known in the region. They just are their biggest buyer. All right, bourbon, huh? Who likes bourbon? You want to get a nice bottle of Kirkland bourbon?
Jim Beam.
7-year age? Not George Dickel. George Dickel is a fine bourbon.
Oh yeah.
As a
All right.
bartender, I can tell you that's a good bourbon. Yeah, that's fine.
Make
So
your
when you
dickle trickle.
So when you get your Kirkland bourbon, you're actually getting George Dickel bourbon.
Well, that's not too bad.
Let's see. Okay, so we don't care about balsamic vinaigrette. Never heard of that laundry detergent. Oh, okay. All right, here's one. Tequila. When you buy a bottle of tequila under the Kirkland brand name, get yourself a nice bottle of tequila from Kirkland, probably like 20-30% less. What are you actually getting?
Cuervo?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. You're getting La Madrilena tequila.
Nope, no clue.
I don't
Nope.
know what that is. I don't know what that is. All right, wines. Or this is like French wines, fancy French dinner wines. You get down the Kirkland name, you're actually getting straight from France. Patrick Le Closot Côtés Cognacs. I don't know what that is. I'm not a cognac drinker, but it looks
Sounds
legit.
serious.
Looks legit. Mattress. You buy yourself a Kirkland mattress, you're actually getting a Stearns and Foster mattress.
That's a high-end brand.
Don't know what that
I wonder,
is.
like, if they have an econo model though. I just can't believe, like, why would you let them go public with this info if you're trying to maintain a retail presence?
Well, I can tell you that this is not this is not public. This is an investigative piece. This is a piece that they put together because I'm skipping over all of the ones that aren't confirmed. Like there's a couple of brands that they say this is believed to be this, and then it says the result unlikely or result possible or what. I'm giving you all the ones that are confirmed. They said, yeah, we've confirmed that this is actually so. Yeah, they're not. This isn't Costco putting this out. This is somebody who went, let's do a story on what these things really are. Because I'm telling you, this is some good chocolate. Okay, here's another one confirmed. When you buy Kirkland cranberry juice or fruit juices, you're actually getting Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray, and that's confirmed. You can find a wide array of Ocean Spray juices and craisins at your local Costco, but Kirkland only stamps its name on one of those products. Kirkland Signature Ocean Spray juices, premium 100% juices is a mouthful, blah, blah, blah. All right, so those are like the general brands. But then while I was looking for that, I found another investigative piece on this from Forbes. And what Forbes did was they went to all the liquors. So these are the boozes. This is where I found the confirmation that in fact their Irish whiskey is Jameson. All right, so let's look at some of these. Let's see here. So what is the first one that we've got here? All right, so when you go to a Costco and you're looking to buy, oh my God, in 2020, Costco sold over $5 billion of alcoholic beverages. That's why these people are fine with them putting their Kirkland name on it, because they are ordering a lot of stuff and they are moving a lot of product. Probably a good 20% of their whole yearly, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness. All right, so let's see what this is. Let's see here. Oh my God, there's so much bullshit. Okay, Kirkland Signature Blended Canadian Whiskey. You know what it really is?
Canadian Club?
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal.
Yeah, Crown Royal. So you get the cheap Kirkland. Even the bottle looks like a Crown. It's purple. You know, it looks just
That's
like
what I
Crown
drank
Royal.
this weekend. That's exactly what I drank at my mother-in-law's house.
Your mother-in-law knows. She knows what's up with the Kirkland booze. She's just buying. But you gotta be trashy about it. You gotta buy one bottle of the good stuff. Maybe that's what you ask for Christmas, and then the rest of the year you just fill the empty bottle, and nobody knows the difference.
Nah, we're all okay with it. We know who we are.
Kirkland Signature Irish Whiskey and Kirkland Signature Blended Scotches. The Scotches are Dewar's, and the Irish whiskey is Jameson.
Nice.
Jameson.
I thought you just said the Scotch was something else.
No, that's Canadian Scotch. That's
No,
the-
you had mentioned another Scotch that we didn't know of, and we know Scotches.
And the Yahoo one.
Oh, was that the George Dickel? That was a bourbon.
No, that was a bourbon. It was something else that we never heard of.
I don't know. Well, here's
Yeah.
Forbes. They're getting more specific into the different kinds of alcohol, whereas it seemed like they only covered one
See,
vodka.
now we got conflicting stories. Now my flags are up.
They're not conflicting. They're different products.
No, you said
No, you
Scotch.
did say
All right,
Scotch
fuck
earlier.
it. Let's go. All right, I will go back now
I'm
to
gonna
the
go get a
Yahoo
drink.
store.
Don't
I'm
get
gonna
mad
go
at me.
You said Scotch.
Hold on. Well, maybe I was just being a little bit quick as I was running through it. There was probably a specific type of Scotch. Maybe it was a blended. Maybe it was I was talking about single malts. Okay, so yeah. So here we'll go to let's see what the single malt was, because we haven't talked about single malt yet in the Forbes article.
I don't recall you saying single malt, but
Okay, story continues. Okay, there's the Grey Goose. Yeah, Alexander Murray Scotch. This is the single malt Scotch Highland, 20-year aged. When you buy it,
okay,
at
so
Kirkland-
single malt. Okay.
Yeah. So when you buy it at Costco and you get the Kirkland brand, you're actually getting the Alexander Murray Scotch, which we didn't know what that was. Okay. All right, so let's continue. So we've got Dewar's is the mixed Scotch, the blended Scotch, as they say. How about when you get Tennessee whiskey, the mash, a sour mash from Kirkland? What are you actually getting?
No clue.
Jack Daniels. You're getting Jack Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, it's Jack Daniels. And even the bottle, if I could show you the bottle, it looks exactly like it. It's like they're not even trying to hide it, really. You know, it's like that looks like a Jack Daniels bottle, except it says Kirkland and like the Jack Daniels kind of script. You know,
I love Jack Fire. If they have Kirkland Fire and it tastes like Jack Daniels, oh my God.
It says here, Kirkland Signature Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey. Every bottle of Kirkland Signature Tennessee Whiskey carries the signature of a master distiller at the Tennessee Distilling Company. Each one is bottled by that state. Blah, blah, blah. Parent brand distilled by and with the Papa Costco. $20 for a bottle of this, and yeah, it's Jack Daniels. It's made by the same distiller. And
So I think a handle of Jack Daniels, I think is like 35.
$20 at $20 at Costco. Just get yourself a bottle and pour it in there. All right, there you go. That's all we got. I got nothing else for you.
Nuts.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It was a buddy of mine who owns a bar who first tipped me into the Irish whiskey. And I think it's because he was buying it and pouring it into Jameson bottles at his bar and selling it as Jameson. What are you going to do? I don't know. Still don't know what Alexander Murray is, though. Okay, hold on. I need to X out of some of this stuff.
I just think if I were the main manufacturer, I would say that stuff is our irregular.
Yeah, and I would
Or our
imagine.
second.
What is your irregular? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's what happens. I
would say it has small.
I think they sit in the boardroom.
Small
and they say-
imperfections or something. Yeah,
I think they sit in the boardroom and they say every liquor store in America is buying 1 billion barrels of this stuff, and Costco is buying 10. So I think whatever Costco wants, whatever they want to do, we can bust our nuts selling to individual distributors in different regions of different parts of the world, or we can just sell 10 times that in one deal to Costco. I mean, that's how these things happen. It's a money-making calculus. They went, yeah, it's who cares? And as long as they don't promote it the way we're promoting it, like smart people like us, we do a little due diligence and we find out what the real story is. But, not everybody's like us, right? I mean,
I tell you right now, I'm going to go get myself a membership to Costco.
Leslie says, I tended bar in Lower Greenville for years, always go for the well alcohol. Well, I tended bar for years too, and I would not have that same piece of advice. Because the well alcohol is where the fruit flies all were gathered, and it's where all kinds of stuff was going on. I'll tell you, the absolute worst and most putrid alcohol that you could put into your body is when you're a sorority girl ordering a Long Island iced tea. That is just some garbage alcohol that we're just trying to move. And half the bartenders I worked with couldn't even make a real Long Island iced tea. You just make it the right color, make it a little bit sour, and then you just throw whatever garbage in there you want to throw in there. She says Dallas not. Yeah, well, that's what I know. Lower Greenville is definitely in Dallas. I was just saying that in Chicago was gross. So what are you saying, Leslie? Are you saying that they put good alcohol in the well? Because that doesn't sound cost effective. That sounds like that would be. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else. What else do we have here? Okay, we covered the Kirkland brands. Oh, I got something here, but I want to wait for James to come. I hate when he does this. I hate when he.
Well, when he goes and he gets his Kirkland drink.
Well, yeah, because here's the problem. He's going to come back, and you and I are going to be in the middle of something, and then I'm going to have to refresh the entire story just for his own personal edification because he couldn't sit still for 2 hours. So now, we just got to drag our ass and we got to wait for him to get back so that I don't have to do the same damn story twice.
All right. Well, I'll let you know I'm not going to be here Wednesday night and I'm not going to be here Thursday night.
Ooh, what do you got going on? What exciting things
I got
are happening?
a parents' party on Wednesday night and I've got the Dad's Club poker tournament on Thursday night.
Oh, man, you lead such an exciting life. You do all the fun stuff. Hey, and by the way, did you and Ed go to dinner tonight?
We did.
Where did you go?
Olavella's.
People, I have the kindest, most thoughtful roommates, not even roommates, compound mates that you could possibly hope for. I got a call this evening. I was invited to go to dinner. They told me that they wanted my company. I was welcome to join them. I told them no, of course. But how wonderful, what a nice feeling it is to be included.
Yep. We asked you, but you said you had already eaten dinner.
Make it a habit. I will almost never take you up on it, but it's just rude to not invite somebody.
Okay.
Leslie says I wouldn't want to do Emil's life. I don't know. Emil's got a pretty nice life. I mean, I don't want to chat. Look, I am fine. I am fine. But I don't know about. Yeah, I mean, okay. So let me take the 30,000-foot view on this. Okay, all right. James is back here now. Maybe James can answer this. Put your headphones in. Tired of waiting. You leave and I can't introduce a new topic because then you will arrive in the middle of the topic and I'll have to re-explain it. So I do nothing but fill time.
Am I supposed to wear a diaper though? I mean, what are my options here?
You're supposed to be a professional. I am. He doesn't have to wear a diaper. I don't have to wear a diaper.
Okay.
We're older than you. Our prostates are far more damaged than yours. So Leslie just asked the question. She said that I wouldn't want Emil's life. Emil just told me he had a bunch of fun things that he's doing this week. He's not going to be on the nighttime show on Wednesday or on Thursday because he's got fun things that he's going to be out there doing. And Leslie said, I said, oh my God, what I wouldn't give for that life. So what a fun life you live. And she said, you wouldn't want to do Emil's life. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I don't want to be Emil. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, we should all have the life of Riley that Emil seems to have strung together for himself. Like I always say. I mean, this guy in a rainstorm, he farts rainbows. I mean, I have never seen somebody who is
not.
Yes, you do. I have never seen a more cat-like existence than you. The absolute worst things in the world can be on the horizon, and somehow you not only weather it, but you come out stronger on the other side. I admire you, is what I'm trying to say. I think that you have a resiliency that all of us could probably do well with. Now, with that said, James, would you want his life? I mean, your life is you're living alone in a shack, sleeping on a cot right now. I mean, he doesn't punch a clock. He's an artist. He's tricking people into paying a whole bunch of money for shit he just makes up and throws at a wall.
Please, I'd trade lives with him in a second.
It's not a bad proposition.
I've never look, I'm 44. I've never had a new car. How about that?
Oh, well,
I've only had used cars my entire life.
but you're the one who wouldn't pull out. I told you as soon as you started cranking out these babies, I said your life is never gonna be fun. Your
Bro,
life
that's
is
not why I'm not in Highland Park, dude. I wouldn't be able to afford Highland Park even if I had 0 kids right now on what I make. I
Yeah,
maybe could squeeze into a new car, but what am
yeah,
I gonna get, a Camry? You know damn well what I'm talking about.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
look, I'm not driving. I've never driven around in a $60,000 car, and I couldn't do that even if I didn't have any kids.
I have a new car. My car isn't a used car. I got my car new. My last 2 cars were new cars. I
How'd you
don't
do
know.
that?
I actually had a job. I
Right,
worked.
you paid
I
for
got
it. It was hard, right?
They were both Chevys. I'm not driving around in anything fantastic. But I'm currently in a 2018 Malibu, which I like. I got no issues with it. It's got power windows, got satellite radio if I wanted it, but I don't pay for it. It's got all the stuff, the bells and whistles.
I have a 2006 pickup, and I'm grateful.
Yeah,
I have a 2004.
yeah.
Among other cars, that's
as
your
the
work
car-
truck.
as the car he lets friends use when friends are having a
That's the work truck,
difficulty.
right?
He drives
What
around
other
with-
car do you have, Emil? That you
I
actually
drove
like?
that. Yeah, but I mean, I drove that 2004 before I had this new truck for a long time.
You did. You did.
What's the new truck?
Oh, it's a Dodge Rebel.
Sweet.
It's a monster. It's
Rebel Ram.
it's like
Rebel.
gigantic. Like pisses off environmentalists every time it goes down the street. It's just like, and this neighborhood is filled with people in Teslas. And I'm like, I wonder if they see you in your big stupid Texas truck. And I'm like, I hate that guy.
I know. Look at that carbon footprint.
my son calls Emil's truck stupid big. Which I think is his truck. Well, he loves it. He's like, that truck is awesome. It's stupid big. I mean, he means it in like a good way. But
Yeah, it's all right.
all right, stupid big, and it's got like, of course, it's all leather everywhere because
Hey, Emil, have you ever
you're
been to
working hard
Europe?
on
Never been to Europe. See? There
Wow.
you go.
Nice. Well, I've never been to Cuba.
ask him if he's ever been to like Bali or.
Oh, you know I've been there. Yeah, because I told you.
Yeah, it's not like he hasn't been to Europe because he just never wanted to go to Europe. But every other exotic place on the globe he's been to Hong Kong.
I've been to Hong Kong, but I did that on the way to Bali.
Okay, all right, whatever.
You sure you hadn't like visited Sicily or something?
No, that's where I need to go to Italy. I haven't been. In England.
Naples or Syracuse or something.
I don't. There was like a time in my life like we're getting out of the U.S. I think it was after that Cuba trip. I never really wanted to leave America again. It was like I got home and I kissed the ground.
Oh, but they got nice bass. Nice
James,
bass.
have you ever been to Europe?
No, the point I was making is I'm not a well-traveled man, and I haven't been through all the adventures in life that
Explains a
Emil
lot.
has.
Explains a lot about your worldview.
Huh?
Nothing. Just continue.
It flubs your audio when we talk at the same time. But the point is it's along the lines of, would you trade lives with Emil? And yeah, I'm not a well-traveled man. don't drive nice cars. I don't have a nice house in Highland Park. I'm not an artist,
Who prints money? Who just makes it up? I mean,
Oh,
really?
come on, stop it.
That's you.
Oh, no, look.
Blank canvas, and you throw paint at it, and stupid people pay you stupid money for it. That is printing money.
No, but look, I remember back in the radio days, didn't you have like a medical imaging business that you sold for millions of dollars or something?
Yeah, I was in the medical business a while back. Yeah. I had some ideas in the medical business that made me some money.
See, so he just floats around like a serial entrepreneur and is like, oh, I think I'll make a few bucks here. Then I'll make a few bucks over here. It's like, from a libertarian capitalist point of view, it's a very noble lifestyle and like something to be emulated.
That's what I said. He farts rainbows in a rainstorm. It's like he doesn't.
Well, no, see, that's too reductive, because you and I have been presented with similar opportunities in life, and that's not where we ended up.
Well, I don't know. He's very. I like how we're talking about him like he's dead. Like this is his way. Like these are the drinks we're having.
No,
after
it's
using
not
the box.
farting rainbows. There is
He's
a
a
discipline and a skill set that Emil has that you and I don't.
Well, see, but I feel
was
like I've
high
lost
the
my
whole time.
discipline now.
What's
Hmm?
that?
I feel like I've lost my discipline now. Like I've really been kind of like taking it easy here for a little bit. I need to get back on the gas pedal.
What's different about you now? What is different about your life now where you're feeling like
I'm
you're
just
not?
because I'm not working as hard as I used to, and I know I'm not,
That's
but I
not-
don't really
Why
care.
aren't you working? Why aren't you
If
as
he's not
inspired
young
as
and
you are?
hungry, he doesn't need to be. He already did it.
No, it's
You
because
don't
he's
feel-
sober. It's because he's not smoking weed every day anymore. When he was smoking weed every day, he was the most productive he's ever been in his life. He learned
You know,
how
you
to
may be onto something.
I am totally onto something. I know this. You need to get your ass back in your studio and start printing some money.
Yeah, I'm kind of a. I don't know. Yeah, that may. I don't know.
No, yeah, yes, it is. It is. You spent the last year and a half not being high after spending the previous 40 baked every second of your day, and everything was working out great when you were baked.
See,
Now you're
people screwed
uninspired.
up my mojo. Is what
Not me.
happened.
Not me. I'm your biggest cheerleader, my friend.
Well,
I am
I
here.
know, but it's like now that I think about it, I have been sitting here for a while feeling bad about not being as productive as I was in the past, and I
Mhm.
haven't been able to put my finger on why. But
Weed.
now that you just did it, like
Mhm.
I'm like, huh. But
Let's
then
get
all
some weed.
along while I was
Get some weed. Let's
all
get
along
some-
while I was doing that, I felt like I was like
That's
kind of
it.
doing it with one hand tied behind my back.
No, you were crushing it with
When
one.
reality is maybe it was really both hands out in front, and it just
Yeah.
I was feeling guilty because people were saying I shouldn't be showing up that way.
This dude, I would be like in a rainstorm delivering pizzas, and this guy would call me randomly with some of the most bizarre, crazy ideas I've ever heard. And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea, actually. He's like, okay. And then nothing. Then you stopped with the jazz weed, and now you got nothing. You're just sitting there talking to me for 2 hours, twice a day. You're not painting. You're not.
Yeah, stop. But you're
Jeff
true.
Glenn,
It's true.
Jeff Glenn points out Pugs wants to get high, but he's waiting for able to get high first. That's partly true. I'm tired of this abstinence. I am ready to get back on the pipe. Leslie also points out that in the lead up to me going to Iceland, we were talking about. I mean, I've been to other Europe. Actually, I haven't been all over Europe. I've only been to Ireland, Scotland, and England, and Iceland. Only going where the English speak. I'm not. I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to go to Paris. But she points out that I did nothing but complain the weeks leading up to the Iceland trip, and she's absolutely right. And that is why I am such a cheerleader for that place now, because I was wrong. I wanted nothing to do with that trip. That trip to me sounded awful. It sounded like I would rather be here hanging out with my friends on weekends, but now I got 2 weekends where I got to be over there. It's stupid. It's going to be daylight for 24 hours. The sun's never going to go down. These people are all looking like Bjork. It's going to be weird. And I went there and I had the time of my life, and I discovered a whole new part of the world that I now consider to be one of my 1 or 2 favorite places in the world to go. So yeah, Leslie, you are right. I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm fluid like that. All right, let's see. Oh, so here, this is what I was waiting to do. I want to show you this. I got a stupid list here. I got a stupid list of. I've been holding on to it for a while. I thought maybe we could go into it. It's about who is this? This is Esquire magazine, the 25 greatest stand-up comedians of all time. But above and beyond that, here, hold on. I wanted to show you this. Look at this lady. What is going on with the world? Watch this. This is happening more and more. You know, there's a lot of comedians out there who will tell you that comedy is dead. And I got to be honest with you. I have, look, I love stand-up comedy. I dare say that I maybe spent about a year of my life, if you totaled up all the time I've spent in comedy clubs, probably spent a good year of my life in comedy clubs, going all the way back to the late 80s. I don't know what's happening with comedy now. There are a whole bunch of new comics who just are not funny. There's not jokes. And it's not about, they aren't mean anymore, because I always loved dark humor. I really like dark humor. That was kind of my jam. And I guess you can't really get away with dark humor anymore because you get canceled or whatever. And everybody's nice to everybody. But watch this. What's the good? This what
Damn,
happens.
it's a goddamn comedy show.
All right, so watch this. So this isn't a comedy show. Is it Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, again, what is with the delay?
I looked up and I saw it was shared.
All right. So this woman, we'll call her a Karen, I guess. She goes out to a comedy club and climbs up on stage and begins to lecture the comedian about his act. Let's watch this.
Ma'am, it's a goddamn comedy show. What the fuck it is? You gotta ingest this. What's the problem? What's the problem? Huh? What's the problem? I don't want to know what the fuck she had to ask me. Goddamn compelling as fuck. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? We know you're a woman. We can tell. Good. How? How am I insulting people by talking about sexual matters between adults? I'm talking about consenting adult shit. I have sex.
We just pause this for a minute. What is this phenomena in America where everybody feels that they have a right to be heard? Why is this person going to a comedy club if she knows or if she feels so emboldened by her own stature in this world that she can jump up on stage and begin to lecture the person that she has paid to see? What is this phenomena? It hasn't always happened. Or maybe it did. Maybe we just didn't have cameras everywhere.
Why did Tipper Gore make us put explicit lyrics on rap albums? I try and think of analogs to what's going on now to like previous generations, or at least like our childhood or something. And
I think
there have been similar moral crusades in the past that sort of mimic and echo what's happening now. And the Two Live Crew situation comes to mind.
But what goes on in the mind of a person who feels comfortable doing this? What goes on in the mind of the person who is sitting there in the audience at the comedy club who goes, okay, well, I've had enough because I have something that I want to say and I am going to be heard. What is that phenomena that we all, not all of us, but there more and more of us feel like we have the right to do this kind of nonsense?
it's the Karen phenomenon. Like everybody like
Please
sees
use it.
Karen and they like think that, well, there's people that do that, so this may be my time.
You get up and you leave. You know, it was a great source of pride for many comedians that I know to be able to walk the room, to be able to be so offensive or so, you know, whatever, that you literally walk people from the room. They get up and they leave in the middle of the set. That was literally, you think, oh, I'm going to show him, I'm going to leave and it's going to hurt his feelings. No, many of them, they see that as a sense of pride because you're lame. That's how they would look at it. They were like, you're the lame one. Get the fuck out of my show if you can. But this is different than that. This is not getting up and walking out. This is getting up and demanding that the entertainment suit your personal tastes.
Yeah, but this woman's coming from a good place. She's not flipping over tables and she's not yelling and she's not pulling like the microphone cable out of its connection or anything like that. She thinks she's doing good. She thinks she's protecting other people or just making the world a better place. And that's the danger when you have caricatured your political opposition so much so that you think they're like the equivalent of Nazis or whatever. So to go up and stop this train that you think is going to lead to concentration camps or whatever the hyperbole that you've convinced yourself of is, means that she is in the right. In her mind, she's the good person and she's stopping the bad person.
And let me also point out that this is not the explicit domain. Like we're so used to seeing the Karen screaming in Target about the mask mandate. And you can easily say that those are the right-wing Karens who are ginned up by AM talk radio. That's fine. But it's not just there. This is a woman who's offended by the way this guy was talking about women. The left is every bit as obnoxious when it comes to this kind of Karen behavior. Or what is the other big Karen behavior? A black guy is standing out in front of your apartment building And so you call the police on it, right? You know, I don't know necessarily if that's a right or a left thing. My point is, this isn't just about a political ideology. This is all encompassing. This is just people from all walks of life. And Jeff Glenn, God bless you, Jeff. Great point. Jeff says Facebook has made all of us think that our voices matter. Maybe it has. Maybe we all think, you know, we get 10 likes and suddenly we think, oh, look at me. I'm a statesman. People care about my opinions. My opinions must be important. Wow. 9 times out of 10, you're just liking shit that your friends say because, you know, you don't agree with it. You're just like, all right, gotta
Want to
like
get along.
Yeah, don't want to be a dick about that. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, let's go back. Let's see how this where this goes.
I have sex with women. So me being up here describing my life is insulting to you? Then how do you speak for the whole crowd and tell me that I'm insulting them? Is anybody insulting? Sounds like a resounding yes over here.
You can tell by the look on her face that this is not going the way she anticipated. She thought she was going to have a popular uprising that she could lead. It ain't going that way.
Right?
Let's continue.
A resounding agreement.
Finally, a doorman shows up.
Hi, Karen.
Look at that. I'm not a Karen. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh yeah, yeah, you are.
You are the epitome of a Karen. A Karen is somebody who thinks the world needs to stop because you've been aggrieved. That is what a Karen is. This is madness. I am not a Karen. I voted for Joe Biden.
Hit him?
Hi, Karen. See, white people be thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want. Storm the Capitol or storm my goddamn stage. What the fuck do she?
All right, so there you go. I thought we
Did
could-
she hit that guy?
Let's see. Yeah, I heard you say that. Let's see. Shoves him right there.
Yeah, I can't see.
Hi, Karen.
Oh my God! I am not a Karen.
Storm the Capitol.
Yeah, it looks like she shoved him. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He's not a bitch, so he's not going to turn that into a thing.
Well, I know, but it's just kind of interesting that, like, you know,
Hmm.
she's the aggressor.
Oh my God. Yeah, Leslie's right. Everyone is a crusader. Everybody feels that they are on some personal moral crusade and that they can do their little bit to make the world perfect. Well, guess what? The world ain't perfect. The world is a shit show at the fuck factory. That is the world we live in. So just shut up, punch the clock, do your job. No
I mean,
response.
Well, look,
No, I mean, I think that's well said.
we have it the easiest any generation of humanity has ever experienced in
Damn right we do.
10,000 years of human civilization. When we talk about is this generation going to do better than their parents? We already did. Look at the damn TV that you watched when you were a kid.
Well,
Don't
okay,
tell-
not economically. That is not true. The boomers dried up that well. There is no way that this generation, my generation especially, Generation X, no way that we do better than the boomers. The boomers.
No, we will. We already have.
We didn't. It's over. That ship has sailed.
My mom lived the first 60 years of her life without Netflix. We've done better. It's already better. We've already done the technology and the innovations in the last 20 years.
You love the circuses. You're totally discounting the fact that there's no bread, but you got Netflix, so life must be better. You know, people are paying off their college tuitions until they're 60 years old, but they got fucking Netflix. I mean, come on.
Dude, we have longer life expectancies. We have eradicated diseases that our parents had to deal with. You know, like most of our dads had to deal with polio. Either they got polio themselves or had some wicked polio vaccine that like rotted half their arm. Dude, it's better. Our cars are better. Our houses are better. Our air conditioning's better. The medicine's better.
Houses
The
are not
food is
better.
better. Huh?
Houses are not better.
Oh,
Houses,
yeah.
you ever go on to a Gen X parents or your friends Gen X, you go see where their parents are living in their 60s and it's some freaking McMansion, and then you see where they're living at 40 with 3 kids, and they're
Look,
living in like a ranch house with a
look,
above ground swimming pool.
right.
Come
And what
on.
you're doing,
There's nothing being saved. My
you're
generation isn't saving anything.
you're doing a very common mistake here, and
Oh,
you're
jeez.
comparing our generation to the only group, the only class demographic of people who are doing better than us on planet Earth, and that is people slightly older than us also in this country.
But
That
they're
doesn't mean our system
supposed
is
to be
failed or
better off than you at this point in your life.
No,
Right.
no.
You
The
don't-
American dream is that every generation does a little bit better than the one that
Yeah,
came before them.
you
That
haven't
is a lie.
gotten
It's all I'm
you
saying.
haven't got to this generation yet. Like you're just like fade. Like I'm at the tail end of Gen X. You're in the
Smack dab in the middle.
you're in the middle. I'm at like the very beginning of it, but I'm actually a boomer. So I'm in the last year of boomer. And I would say that people that are in Gen X are still have not gotten to that part in their life, in their career, where they're going to make that kind of money and they've got that money put away.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. There are no factory jobs. There are no nothing. Baby boomers were able to put 3 kids through college working in a factory for 30 years of their life with a
Right.
pension
Look,
and savings. None of that shit exists for our
but
generation.
Yeah,
look,
but how do you think that a factory job is better than the jobs today?
Because in 1965, you could put 3 kids through college working a union factory job in any industrial city in America. That is a fact. And now all of those jobs are somewhere else. Factories are closed down. Drive through a town like Gary, Indiana today. And I'm telling you, I remember it in the 1970s. I remember it as a little kid when it was bustling and there was stuff there. Now it's like a freaking bombed out town in World War II. It is complete. You could put you could have a house. You could put kids through college without stifling loans, because you know what college cost in 1965? Not what it cost in 1985.
But
Not when I was looking to go to college.
but the change from factory jobs to
Nothing.
no, what do you mean nothing?
There
Like,
was no mass employment.
there are more people
structure here in
employed
America.
today than there were back then. So where are these jobs that they're taking?
Okay, see, again, you're going to need to cite your source on that. I'll make a note. Let's see how that argument is, because I don't know that that's true. Sounds good. More
we have
people employed today than there are.
4.6% unemployment.
Oh, okay, but we're talking about a much larger population too, because of the millennials. And when you're talking about tech jobs, those tech jobs didn't come around until the late 90s, the early 2000s. I mean, there was a 20-year period where my generation in particular, the slackers were just thrown out with absolutely no options. We couldn't go into the coal mines because they shut all them down.
But
couldn't
there's
get
more
factory
small
jobs.
businesses now than there were then. I mean,
Again, I don't know that to be true at all. As a matter of fact, I would think that that's completely wrong. Main Street USA was nothing but small businesses back in the day. Now it's all franchises of Ace Hardware or Walmart or what.
no, I'm
CVS.
talking about more
Drucker
more
still
people have their
selling.
own business than back in the day. I mean, just go on Facebook, go on Instagram. I
But
mean,
no, first of all, I'm not getting any facts ever from Facebook, so don't tell me to go there.
no, but I'm saying
No,
if you don't think there's an
you think
an entrepreneur,
you think opportunity in the economy of the middle class is better today than it's ever been? That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about here.
Well-
That's what you're saying.
entrepreneurial, yes.
You're completely wrong. You are completely wrong. And maybe we'll get into that again at some other point. The middle class has been completely destroyed. There is absolutely no opportunity for a
Why?
middle class anymore.
Dude, you remember the house they lived in A Christmas Story? It's like the house of every bad neighborhood now because it's like 80 years old, right?
No, that
How
house
much-
costs $1 million now. That house costs $1 million now. I can take you to the neighborhoods. I can. You're
Right,
insane.
but the point is, for the most part, in the 1950s, when our parents were growing up, they had much smaller houses and they had much more modest living conditions, and they had just a fraction of the amenities
They
and
weren't as crazy.
luxuries that we have today. Why do you have to assign like a negative connotation to it? They didn't have the
Because in
resources.
the 1990s, everybody making $50,000 a year decided that they wanted to take a mortgage on a $200,000 McMansion. That McMansion now, $200,000 back then, is probably cost $750,000. But yes, we got greedy. We started buying shit that we didn't need. That's a
Because we
fact,
were
James.
more affluent,
Credit card
because we
debt-
could. Because we could.
No,
We are not there's no one missing out on, you mentioned the bread and circuses. That's funny you mentioned that because we're fat as hell. We're so poor, we're huge. And
You're not.
we're giant
too high.
wimps. They're
But I sure-
monuments to the greatness of American free market capitalism, that the poorest among us are fat as
My favorite part of being able to do this. All right, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. You're a part of the show. I shouldn't be able to do that. We are going to end a little bit early though, because I feel a headache coming on. Bye, everybody. This tie sucks. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow at high noon for the high noon broadcast. Thank you to James Parker down there in New Orleans. Thank you to E Sunglasses over there across the yard. And I am Pugs. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for the high noon edition of Pugs and Company. Every day at noon, and then we'll rally back around here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for another Pillow Talk. Yes, Jeff Glenn, Succession was so badass last night. Succession was so badass last night that I, this afternoon, started rewatching the entire series from season 1, episode 1. The greatest 1-hour episode of television I've ever seen was last night's episode of Succession. Woo! I believe it was titled The Retired Janitors of Idaho, I believe was the title of it. I hate when I run out of Hinckley, James. I ran out of Hinckley.
just in the show. It looked like you did it on purpose.
See you tomorrow at noon. Bye, everybody.
Make good things come into your life to have a blessed day. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May all your dreams be wonderful each and every night. And may you walk in righteousness and always do what's right. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May everyone be on your side at each and every turn. And may you have the smoothest ride, receive what you have earned. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May peace be with you every day, in every kind of way. May good things come into your life to have a blessed day. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you.